for the Saturday. Also, we'd like to introduce bingo to bring in another demographic. We think that'd be an excellent way, in all the different special events that I've been a part of, that has been a day long, 2 days long, 4 days long. Bingo's been a big hit with seniors and attracting them. And we have things for kids, we have things for adults. I think we're missing out on that opportunity. And whatever other ideas the subcommittee has, we'll try to make sure we have that happen. We've had some discussions with the VFW, because we can't put on bingo ourselves. It has to be by a 501c3. So whether it's the chamber or VFW or somebody, they have to be behind and running that for us. We also, and most importantly of all else, whether the subcommittee plans this or whether we plan this, we need volunteers, we need something. And so I would just request that anybody you know, anybody you can beg, anybody you can cajole to be a volunteer for this great event. I'm also going to be there as a volunteer, as well as we have 11 so far as volunteers. We have 50 shirts ordered. We're going to need more volunteers. So I think that's a priority moving forward, in addition to all the decisions that are being made. The craft vendors, we've reached out. Kyle Shetler, we had a meeting with him. He has a lot of resources and he brings a lot of energy to the table when it comes to craft vendors and getting that.
I'm sorry, who?
Kyle Shetler from the chamber. Staff has weekly meetings on VillaFest to kind of round out some of the decisions that are being made. Lily was able to have a huge cost savings when it came to t-shirts. For the 50 shirts that the subcommittee wants, she was able to get an incredible price of $125, which is a huge savings because that company has now become a golden tier sponsor for the event. So we're trying to put money in other areas that the subcommittee chooses to spend on. And that's what we're focusing on moving forward. At the end of all this, and I know there's been a lot of frustration with the subcommittee, and I hear your voices, and for that, I truly apologize. One of the things that we're doing as we're going through this process is putting together a cookbook of all the decisions being made, all the vendors we're reaching out to, all the contacts, all the money that's being spent, and Lily's putting together a huge spreadsheet that we can give to future subcommittees and future staff members moving forward. And then I think it needs to be decided moving forward is who makes what decision. Because I think that's unclear from the subcommittee's standpoint, and I think it's unclear from staff, and for that part I apologize as well. And I think it's an honest and open discussion we can have. Whether it's in new business or whatever's appropriate. I'm not trying to take anything away from the subcommittee. We're trying to help. We're trying to move this forward. We only have 2 months to go. I don't want any stress to be incurred by this group. I think we've done a wonderful job at this point. I don't want to have you feel that you're doing this all alone. You're also going to have Director Tim Howe when you come into this meeting here and as well, just to lend additional support in any way, shape, or form. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
If I may, I do have a question, and that's just because I'm the liaison, so I want to repair some of the relationship that I think was kind of damaged from all of this. I'm unclear as to who informed staff that they were taking over from this point forward, when that decision was made, because I'm not sure that they knew. And who in the future, when decisions are made, the commission could plan to hear from.
Me.
Okay. All of those are you?
I will be the point person moving
Okay.
forward.
And it was your decision then to inform staff that they're taking over from this point forward?
Yes, but that's what I was told, and I don't remember who I
But
recall.
told by who?
I don't recall. But I didn't come up with this on my own. I forgot who I was told this by, that this was going to be, that we were going to be making decisions, and the subcommittee would just be, and I think Leslie, it might have actually been you who might have said this, that you would like staff to lead the charge, and that you would be in an advisory role and pay attention moving forward.
What I said at the last meeting is that we were instructed when this committee was created, we were told that we would be tasked with putting this together with the help of the village, so that we would get previous year's information, we would get help from staff.
You provided that.
And basically what happened was that did not happen.
Provided files, which then you had said you had lost.
That was at our last meeting, and as it turned out, it was one of our commissioners that did in fact have those files. We got them back the next day. But that's all we received was files that were in no particular order. We had to go through them. I still have everything over here. Lily has been helpful with getting us maps and working on the new logo. But as far as actual questions, when we were looking at previous year's budgets and we were trying to figure out why do we use this person? Why are we ordering all this ice? Why are we, just how this whole thing ran, nobody knew it, nobody had the answers. And when we did get the answers, they went against what we were already planning. Like our last meeting, we put aside money for the t-shirts. And that was, I think from what you understand, Steve, that was a done deal. Because we talked about it and we agreed on it.
You actually voted on it.
Yeah, we
Yes,
voted.
we voted on
You
it.
voted for 100.
Okay.
That was what it says in the minutes.
Yeah.
And, right. So,
I wasn't aware of that.
I was aware of 50.
Okay.
Or was it 50? Maybe I had that wrong. Is it 50, not 100?
I believe 50 was what you guys voted on last meeting, unless I misheard that.
We made a point to make them generic so they could last for more years.
Yeah.
That way you can buy more and get a lower
yes.
rate.
So, if you don't mind, I'd like to finish. Thanks, Lily. So we had that going on. It has just, we've gone from, we had a budget, then we didn't have a budget, or maybe we'd have a budget, or maybe the event was going to be canceled, or it was going to be 2 days, but then it was going to be 1 day, but then after we had our last meeting, it was going to be 2 days ago, or 2 days, which I immediately responded and said, well, that has to be decided at the next meeting. I mean, we just, so going back and forth with the vendors that we have tried to put together, we have tried to slow down that process until we knew exactly what was happening so that we didn't look like we didn't have our act together. As soon as we left this last meeting, I went ahead and resent the vendor invitations. And I did that copying one that I had seen from Lily, and that had the new 1 day, it stated 1 day, it stated new pricing, because all of that needed to be changed. Every time we were making changes, it was going back and forth. We had to change that form. And again, we have vendors. I have been talking to certain people since March. We had vendors lined up. We had food vendors lined up since March. Now what we're saying, from what I understood from the email I received this morning, there have been 5 vendors that were selected, none of which came through our contacts, and then we were told, that's it, that's all we're gonna have, we don't have room for any more. First of all, I don't understand why. Why wouldn't we want more food trucks as opposed to less? Why do all the food trucks need to be in one area? Why couldn't they be spread out, maybe into that vendor area with crafts? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't want staff to have to go back and contact these vendors that we've built a relationship with. And I feel like this board has been disrespected, and we've just been a pawn going back and forth to, Manager Rivas, you don't even know where that came from, where that comment came from. All I can tell you is that I can go back, and I'm sure that we can find the information at a meeting where it was stated that this commission or this subcommittee was to be or following the village or Parks and Rec's lead. I get it that nobody here has done it from last year. You know, Lily's new, Tim Howe is new. As a manager, you're fairly new. And obviously, this is a new commission, so we're all trying to do our best with a lot of unknown scenarios. But once we seemed to pull it together at the last meeting, and we were told, go ahead, get started on this. It's your baby. Do what you need to make sure that this event comes off. All of a sudden, it felt like the rug was pulled out from underneath us, and we're suddenly being told, here's what we're doing, here's who we're hiring, and oh, by the way, you guys, you know, if you want to help set up the vendors or set up and take down, and if you want to get some volunteers, feel free, we would appreciate that. I don't know how we went from reaching out to vendors and planning an event to where we are today. And I took the time to pull up the hierarchy of the Village of Villa Park, and looking at this document, it starts with, at the top, the Village of Villa Park residents, followed by the Village Board, and then under the Village Board, off to the side, are advisory boards and commissions, and then the Village Manager, and so on and so forth, Village Attorney, Community and Economic Development Department, so on and so forth. But the advisory boards and commissions are between the Village Board and the Village Manager. And so I don't understand how we're not being terrific that you guys want to help out and get this thing. We know it's too much. Trust me, we were saying a long time ago we're running out of time. But I don't understand how all these decisions came up since our last meeting, and we were never notified about them until this morning. And once again, we get these emails right before. That's what I was doing before I came here. The last 2 hours, I've been sitting here printing out all kinds of documents so that I have them on hand to go over. And we're very frustrated. I understand we took a vote last time, and it was basically to advise the board that maybe we hold off and wait on this for another year. But, you know, Steve did a great job of a nice persuasion, and we all decided, okay, we can get this done. And then suddenly, so there's a difference between saying, please help us, and please
Take over.
take over. Yes, thank you for saying that, Dee. So I would very much like for our subcommittee to be included and have discussions about why we're only having 5 food trucks and why we can't have 2 Mexican cuisine food trucks. There's plenty of room at this event. I mean, I don't understand why they all the food trucks need to be right next to the beer tent. Maybe that's where they prefer to be, but I mean, I would think that we would be the ones making that determination on where they're going to be. We have that whole other street, Ardmore, is going to be vendors. When we do vendors at Autumn Jubilee, or when the Fun Commission does vendors at Autumn Jubilee, we have some at one end, and then we have some further down the path, intermingled with the vendors that are there, because nobody wants to walk half a mile to get a lemonade or a hot dog. So spreading it out, you know, I would have just loved to have been part of that conversation instead of being told, nope, you can't have these people.
Well, then let's do this. Let's spread out the food. I'm not here to tell you no. I'm here to help.
Okay, well, the email we received today sounded like a this is the decision, and I'll be contacting, or we will be contacting your food vendors and letting them know, not this year. So I think part of it is communication is lacking, as is collaboration, and I think it would be wonderful if we can somehow figure out how to do this better, because once again, I think we're all feeling very frustrated and very disrespected. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, then moving forward,
Mhm.
you'll have me and Director Hunt at each one of these meetings, and we will take note of all the things that you would like to see happen this month. Moving forward.
I guess we can't. Go ahead.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
So after this discussion, where does that put us in terms of resolution to your points and to the actions that were done today? Where are we at? Are we with the vendors that the village has secured, or are we with the vendors that we have secured as a committee?
I think it should be a blending of both. But, I mean, who makes that determination?
Well, and again, I don't want to step in and just with an iron hand rules. That's not was ever my intention. Going back to 2 days versus 1 day, we were trying to do somewhat of a cost saving. You could also spend more in 1 day towards other things you thought you would see fit. And obviously the timing was not the best in letting the subcommittee know right before the meeting. We could have, and we'll improve on it. And for that, I don't really apologize. But moving forward, you're going to have all resources that you're going to need to make this a success. That approach.
And will be included in discussions moving forward and
Yes.
making,
And what you could also do is give us a punch list and say, these are some of the, and you might have been doing that already, because I haven't watched every meeting. I listened to the last meeting, the entire meeting. But whatever requests you have of us, we'll carry out. Again, we want to, it should be a 24/7 job for anybody in the subcommittee, or for staff. We're in the middle of planning many other events. We also have a July 4th parade coming up. We also have a concert series that just kicked off. We have several things that are going on at the rec center. We had a fishing event just this weekend. There's a lot of things happening because in the summer we're very busy. And so we will find time to make sure this all comes about. So maybe moving forward, whatever punch list you have of us, we'll tell you what kind of time frame we could possibly get that done. One of the things we'll need, in addition to volunteers, is, Mr. Del Rosa, we will need bands and costs. You know, because then it kind of helps set our budget, because that's the biggest cost moving forward. So we need that solidified sooner than later. You know, not tonight, not in the next 5 minutes, I'm not asking you for that. But we need that solidified, so then, as a subcommittee, and then as staff, we know what other parameters then we can spend money moving forward.
So that's already been submitted and voted on by the board,
Okay, good.
or by the commission.
by us, yes.
And do we have a copy of that?
No, you're not.
Is there any way that we could get a copy of it? Because we're also going to just running the ledger as well. And, you know, kind of giving updates on where we're at cost-wise. You know, we also have updates on sponsorship. And I don't know if you have those updates on how much money was raised so far with sponsorships. Do you have any updated information?
Just what we received this morning.
It should be somewhere upwards of about $5,750. So that's additional to the $30,000 to spend on the event.
For the 6,500.
Excuse me, 55.
I put a sheet of notes in front of you guys when I walked in today. Kind of give together some notes for you guys. A lot of stuff happened today that I didn't update you on. These are all notes from when staff was kind of told to take the reins, so if anything needs to be changed going forward, consider it not set in stone. That's just the notes that I have and to you on Thursday, as far as I can.
Okay.
And going back, and I know this might seem like a small thing, but we're suggesting bingo. It doesn't mean we have to do bingo, but whatever we can do to expand our base and for people to attend. And our thought was, if it pleases the subcommittee, is do it during the day and early and use then those same tents for food, for people who want to get out of the elements if it's too hot or it's too sunny. Definitely would need misting tents if it gets too hot. Things like that. We can have random tables other places. But spreading out the food, I think is a great idea, where you can then at one end, like you said, you don't want to have to walk a longer distance to go ahead and get the food and drinks. And we can kind of parse that out. But I don't know where you provided the map from last year.
Yes.
It could be just a template. It doesn't mean that everything has to go in those locations. We have to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The only thing that I asked, which I had previously emailed, is if we change the layout, we cannot move the location of the porta potties and the dumpster and the hand washing stations, because I blocked that in with LRS for $4,500 sponsorship. So we can't change that now. That's being donated to us and the other guys.
That's fine.
Lily, so they will only be a sponsor if they get that location? Is that what you're saying?
So no, so the way that it works is that when I conversed with our representative to sponsor, they said, is this where you want this to go? Like, is this how you want our people to set it up? And I said yes, because I wanted to secure the sponsorship. So now I don't want to go back to them and say, hey, actually update your files, because I have a hard enough time getting a hold of them as it is. I would prefer to not have to do that workaround since they're so graciously donating a lot of money to us already. I don't want to complicate things.
Okay.
That should be okay. I mean, it should be okay to have it in that one location, don't you think?
I don't have a problem with that at all.
And some decisions made about t-shirts and that being a huge cost savings can allow for an additional food truck or, whatever else. The tents that we're reaching out to a company that's going to charge us $625 for the tents, 20 by 30 it would be the size of the tents. They'll do also the set of tables and chairs and do all the setup for us, which then frees up the parks department to concentrate on other things because they have a lot of work to do, from early morning on. It's a very arduous process for the parks department. And I think it'd be a huge for them to not have to do the tent setup as well. So if you would allow us that to then go ahead and ensure that the tenting, and then you just figure out where you'd want the tenting to go, and we create that more solidified map moving forward.
And that is not an issue. I don't think we had an issue with that. That was the type of thing that we would hope to get help on.
Okay.
It was, we were under the impression that we were going to have to secure the tents. We were under the impression that we were going to have to secure the ice. We were under the impression that we were going to have to place the order with Euclid Beverages. So people on this subcommittee called these vendors and were told that the village had already taken care of them. So just to make it clear, we're all volunteers. We're not staff. We're not getting paid for this. We're going on our own decisions to do special meetings, to come every 2 weeks so that we can get things set up and to be doubling up on the same chores. So again, a little embarrassing. It looks like we're unorganized and not very professional. So terrific. I'm glad that we have this sheet. Thank you, Lily, but I wish that we had had this a little earlier to go over. I also have a question about, but I guess we can get to that when we move on. So I do have questions about the various things that are on the sheet. You'll have to bear with me as we go through it because I'm going to be reading it for the first time.
Can I just say about two other items that we're gonna be working on in the background. That's not gonna go with subcommittee. We have a meeting June 25th with police and fire to kind of go over all that plan, to take that off your table. I don't even know if that was an item or a thought, or you were leaving that to the village. I don't know that part of it at all.
No, we did ask to have a meeting with them.
Oh, so you want them to come here?
Or we'll meet them wherever. I know that there's been meetings held during the day. If you, I can make myself available if necessary.
I could too.
And how about this? We're
DK.
calling a meeting with police and fire June 25th.
Okay?
There's certain things that they need to create, and obviously it hits an action plan, they need to make notifications to the county, to the National Weather Service, to the FBI, to the State Terrorism Task Force, anytime you have a large gathering. And they'll also have escape routes that they'll come up with a traffic plan.
Good.
So June 25th, would you prefer in the morning or in the afternoon if you're going to attend?
Afternoons are better for me, but
Okay, so afternoon?
Afternoon.
We'll do afternoon.
So, but 2 to 10 then?
yeah, sure. How about 2 in the
Yeah.
afternoon, is that okay?
And so we'll send the invite, we'll talk about it tomorrow, and so 1 o'clock on June 25th, would that be?
Okay.
And we'll probably
1
talk-
o'clock or 2 o'clock?
What would you say, she is 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
I thought you said 2 o'clock.
Would you say 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock? It doesn't matter, is it
2 o'clock.
We can make it for 2 p.m.
And where is it, here, or is it at the fire station, or what?
We'll probably need a bigger space, so maybe we'll just have it at the police station. And we'll go over, maps and anything else, shelter spots if possible, if there's a citizen shelter in place, whatever that looks like. Also, we'll work with engineering for having a parking plan. And I know you might have loosely talked about it, and I don't know that part, I might have missed it. We will work on a parking plan for this one.
Okay,
And we'll have designated spots, we'll orange them out on a map, we will broadcast that in plenty of time before the event. So we'll take care of those 2 things. And just anything that you come up with today, we'll also work on.
okay. That's so refreshing to hear.
Yes, it is. What?
All right.
Starts at 2 o'clock?
The meeting, yes. 2 PM on June 25th at the police station. You got that?
That's not for everyone, is it? Or is everyone supposed to be on it? I'll be traveling that week.
I think that's more an organizational meeting. It's not like we're going to be
Okay, it
voting.
is, like, we don't
Yeah,
have to have a quorum and all of us have to
Right.
be there.
Or call it a special meeting, yeah.
Right.
Everybody wanted to attend. so
Okay.
it's up to you, but-
all right. All right, so I do have, okay, I'll wait on these 2. We'll keep moving along. Let's do 6B, beer tent update. It says here, Kyle from the Chamber of Commerce has begun pooling our liquor licenses. Okay,
Yeah, we work on it.
so when I talked to Kyle the Friday after our meeting to ask him for more details about what we should be ordering, sorry, this is back then, and he said he didn't know, he had no real knowledge of what to order. The chamber only actually purchases it after the village. So we got that. I asked him about ice. He knew nothing about ice. He didn't know where it went or what it was for or anything like that. I also asked about volunteers for pouring, and he said he didn't have any. And I believe it was at the previous meeting that we were told that anyone that had been doing the pouring in previous years, that information could not be released to us. As it turns out, I was able to find names and telephone numbers and emails inside of the files that were given to me, so we got that taken care of. Yeah. So I'm a little surprised about the food vendors because he didn't think that he could do anything as far as vendors this year either. So, go ahead. Yes,
I'm sorry,
sir.
just to go back over the alcohol. We had talked as a staff about what worked and what didn't. last year, and I was one of the pours, and all the pours have to be Bassett trained, as well as the people that are checking licenses. I am going on the second year of my Bassett certification, and so we'll make sure everybody is certified who will be a pour. We will also put together a list of pours. If you have anybody you would like to see on that list, we're going to need at least 4 at a shift to pour. You're going to need at least 2 or 3 to handle the bank portion of it. That will be accepting funds and checking IDs. So that's at least 7 people a shift, just for that. And however you want to split it up in the time frames, we can help with that as well. But some of the choices for alcohol, just so we can get to put that out there, if I can mention name brands. In the previous year, it was Coors, light beer. There was also some sort of like White Claw type drinks, but I think we're going to change it to high noons. High noons are a little bit more popular. And then so Coors, light beer, Miller Lite. We're going to also add Busch Apple because that's very popular for the 20-something-year-olds. In addition to Anti-Hero, which is a little bit more in keeping with my better, have more of an IPA drink. So we're trying to just have a broad base of choices for people. In addition to soft drinks, which some of the food vending trucks will have, and then whatever additional food vending trucks you add, just if they have a drink that they want to have, like a soft drink, please tell them to have that as well. And then, I already mentioned about the pour, so I think that's it for now for alcohol.
Okay, all right, appreciate that, and that's wonderful. Again, we're learning so much this evening, so we really appreciate it. And any questions, more questions about the beer tent?
Do you know who orders or where we secure the drink tickets?
It's going to be right next, so it's all going to be out of the same big tent. So it'll be in one corner, so we'll just kind of divert them. If we're on a server, we'll divert them to the right. So if we're looking at the event, you're in a beer tent, you got your beer truck behind you, people will be coming up to the tent. We'll just say you're going to need to get your tickets or get your bracelet, verify your age, and then they'll come up with the tickets or whatever tickets they give us. It'd be 1 ticket per drink, so make sure they don't have to deal with 2 tickets, 4 tickets. It should be 1 ticket per drink, just to keep it simple. When you see what was 7 tickets for this drink, 8 tickets for that. Keeping it simple is the best approach.
Yes.
So the village already has supplies of drink tickets and,
We'd have to double check.
But we
Okay.
can just usually order like from Amazon.
Okay.
Cheapest, we don't,
and do we have tickets and wristbands or both? Okay.
Either or.
Is there a particular color you want for
Well,
it'd be
maybe
nice
we
if it
should go
matched-
with the colors.
Could match our,
So our,
our logo colors.
yeah.
what color?
I think we also usually don't divulge that ahead of time, so people can't come in wearing that color wristband.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good point.
I know I'm not supposed to speak, but the Lions Club used to do that.
Yeah, they
Are
did.
allowed?
That came up
They used to
before,
do
but
that.
they said they couldn't do it or wouldn't do it. Do we remember that? Am I wrong about?
I don't know
Lions
what
Club?
happened with the Lions Club.
Do we need to
I was
follow up with
Lions Club at
under the assumption that they were going to participate this year, but now you're talking about VFW participating. So I guess I am still confused about what their role would be.
Well, we're still negotiating with whoever's going to be supplying the liquor license, whether it's the chamber or it's the VFW. If the VFW is producing for the beer, in one of if the VFW does produce or a liquor license for the liquor tent, what I've asked them is, would it be possible for us to recoup all funds for alcohol? The issue with Lions Club in years past, and I don't know this for sure, is they take 50% of the proceeds. Because I'm trying to make it more like an enterprise fund, that we recoup something then. So we're just going to have all this money going out, and we need just a little bit of, I don't have a percentage, I don't have a number, but just as a slide off, that's what the goal is. We'll never break even, because even with alcohol, you're not going to break even. With all the different things with bands, you're never going to break even. Even if it's merchandise, you get a percentage of whatever merchandise for bands. It's an event that's meant to have fun and provide entertainment for people. But my thought is to at least recoup some of the funds back. And the best way to do that is through the alcohol sales and taking 100% of those sales.
Okay.
I have a
Terrific.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So would that apply for both, if the chamber did the event or if the VFW does the event, that we'd be looking for a split, like, I don't know, like a 50-50 split between the two of them?
I'll work that out with the VFW, whoever we're using for them, whoever decide who is going to do it.
I was told the chamber had.
Okay.
Kyle's like actively in the process of pulling the liquor licenses as we speak, so.
We'll have a conversation with Kyle tomorrow. We will communicate to you what that discussion is.
Okay, terrific. Anyone else?
Not on that. Yes, Steve.
Should we follow up with the Lions Club to see if the Lions Club has people that are already trained to be able to do the serving or pouring or checking age for the tickets? Because they've done it before?
Yeah, they've checked IDs before.
Should we go ahead and do that?
Yes, Lily.
The only thing is, as Manager Rivas said, we're trying to get away from splitting costs with them 50-50. So we can invite them to do it again, but we would have to tell them we would have to amend that deal because it's just not financially soluble for us to split the profit 50-50 with them at this point.
I don't think they did 50/50. I think they just were in charge of doing the tickets.
According to the records that we had
They
from
were-
previous,
they
it was a
were
50-50 split,
okay.
yeah.
The Lions Club got 50% of the beer tent?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Maybe we'll leave that to the village to work on.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Thanks for
Got a
clarifying.
hand up over there.
Yes.
Two things on, versus actually using just Lions Club. With our volunteer form that we have, Lily's been great about updating it for like all of our stuff for, Fund Commission as well. Do we put in, when we're recruiting a core of volunteers, do we have that for a filter? Are you Bassett certified or, yes, Lily?
So I did, and I don't think you got the email from Thursday because I didn't know that you were going to be part of the committee. At this point, like I got
Neither
that-
did I officially,
Hold
so.
on, and I'm gonna have you, but I sent an email out on Thursday before I left out of town.
Okay.
And I actually went in and created a specific Villa Fest volunteer form.
Okay.
And again, this is when staff was kind of taking the reins on it, to put more specific information in there about, are you Bassett trained, shirt size, things like that are like more specific to help us build out a schedule.
Okay.
Including like, when are you available, evening, morning, afternoon. So there is another form that I sent over to you guys on Thursday.
Okay, asked and answered.
But I also can take off the old Villa Fest form because I figure if anyone stumbles across it when they're trying to, fill out a Fund Commission event,
Okay,
we can direct them that way.
I'm sorry.
If I may also, our new HR manager, she's well versed in volunteer forms and all that, and she's going to be revising it for the next season. Where it's kind of, this is in process already. She's taken a look at it, she's seen there's some things we can improve upon, and so she was going to update it for the next year.
Okay, that sounds terrific.
I also had a second question, if that's okay. I'm sorry. It was part B of question A, question one from Michelle. Okay, because I'm trying to find out obviously for Autumn Jubilee as well. I didn't realize that the village was one. We purchased actually the alcohol for it because my understanding when I was speaking with JP over at VFW, I thought we just kind of treat them like a vendor. They get the liquor license. I know it's a lower fee, but don't they just purchase all the beer and everything else through? I'm asking.
Of course.
Well, probably for that event they do. But we're kind of taking a more proactive approach. and
Okay.
Trying to pick up our beer. At the last concert series, which the VFW did, I saw Yingling, that they were serving, and there was some quality control done by me, just one beer.
Okay.
And I didn't see what the other beers were, but it was their choice.
Okay. So, good to know.
All right.
So for VillaFest, we're actually going to be purchasing the beer is my question.
Yes, and how that works also, though, anything that's untapped or unused, we can then sell back to the vendor.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes, Lily.
But as of right now, the last idea was that like staff was gonna place that order. Are you guys comfortable with us placing that order in line with what Manager Reeves kind of told you in terms of like what we're looking to order? Are you okay with us taking the reins on that?
Absolutely. I don't think there's anyone that opposes that.
No, no.
So I have a question. Is Kyle going to be included in the discussion for the distribution of the beer? Or I'm unclear here. Is it going to be the VFW or is it going to be the chamber?
We're going to let Village take over and talk to the chamber, and they get to handle the liquor, however that's going to work out for that day, the beer tent. We'll be hands off on that. So
Okay, so,
they've worked with other events like this, so they know a lot more, and it'll go a lot quicker if we let you guys handle that, I think.
so in terms of the volunteers that the chamber would be able to bring in to the event, can you guys be cognizant of the chamber's ability to bring in volunteers to help this event? Even if the VFW does the liquor distribution?
So as far as I'm aware right now, in the last discussions that I've had with Kyle, the way this works is that Parks and Recreation staff places the Euclid beverage order. The chamber pulls our liquor licenses, so the chamber also fronts the money for the alcohol that we purchase. And then once it's refunded, we pay them the difference of whatever, we actually sold whatever comes from that refund. Now, we have not talked with the chamber about any volunteers they could supply. We haven't had that conversation with them yet. We've been trying to pull the liquor licenses. So I can't guarantee that they do have volunteers to give us. We hope that they do. We can have that conversation with Kyle, but it's not a conversation that we've approached yet, as far as I know.
Okay,
Right, we have not. So
Okay.
we will approach that tomorrow morning.
all right,
We will hunt down Kyle tomorrow.
okay.
Okay.
I'm going to call on Joey.
Yeah, I've already spoken with several of the liquor commissioners, and I'm going to speak with the rest. So far, we've got several of us are going to be willing to volunteer. We're all BASC certified, so hopefully I can get the whole crew up there, but you will have a handful from
Oh.
us.
Okay, that's terrific. And can you state who you are and why you're here this evening, or who are you speaking for? Who are you speaking for?
The Villa Park Liquor Commission, I'm Joseph DiTomaso.
Okay, thank you. All right. So my understanding, just so we're all clear,
Of Commissioner McDonald.
is the village will be handling all the details for the beer tent. They will supply, or they'll make sure that we have a supply, that we have the license that we need, that we have volunteers that we need, is this where the ice goes? This is where the ice goes, so as much ice as we need. So we don't have to worry about that anymore as a commission.
Check.
I
Check.
have a
Check.
question, though.
Yes,
It's been going around and round and round the last few meetings. What do we need ice for?
Oh, yeah.
I just want to know what we're using it for. It's all this, we gotta order ice, gotta order for what?
Well, we discussed it in a previous meeting, but also though, in all these buckets that are not used for the kegs, we have huge tubs that Euclid will provide. In those cans, because we're also going to be serving cans.
Oh, I see.
We need lots of.
You need
ice.
for
And if it's a
cans.
hot
I didn't know
day,
that.
You're going to go through a lot of ice in a hurry.
Okay.
You know,
I'm
if
sure
there's
you-
any other things that we need to keep cooling on ice, we will. If any of the food trucks should run low on their own ice,
Okay, sure.
we can help provide them with that as well. Ice is an essential thing, and I'm sorry that we haven't figured out all the reasons why we need ice. If it's a hot day, I also recommend a
Oh, yeah.
missing tent
Yeah.
for kids, or for adults. Wherever you want to put that, on the place. It might have to be an 11th hour decision because we're having an unseasonably cool day, but just maybe have that ready to go if you need.
Is that an expense that we need to budget for?
I believe so, you would have to rent it. I could check with Brian Roche, I believe he said they may have one. I have to double check with the park superintendent. I think he said, but I have to double check.
Okay.
There's a lot of things. I have to, I'll check with Brian, but I think he needs to review this.
Okay. All right. Will we also have water available? Will that be for sale, or will there be water for volunteers?
We have water for volunteers. If the vendors or the beer trucks or the food trucks, if they want to sell water, they're more than welcome to do so. We will make sure we have a steady supply of water for volunteers.
Okay, that's terrific.
It's an issue at every event. You have to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
We kind of put out that safety message early on, and then as shifts come on, they have to stay hydrated and we keep an eye on each other if we notice any signs of dehydration. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. I think we've already talked about staff will work on placing the Euclid beverage alcohol order. And the ice has been secured from Home City Ice for $892. So we can check that one off as
Check.
well.
All right.
Yes.
So we
All
just
right.
have to place the ice freezer on our map somewhere when we get to that point. Its location.
I would think that the village would be placing that because they know where, they'll know where it needs to be.
Where it's been in years past, it's been in front of the historical transfer station. We can figure out if we want it in a different location, but I think you're definitely going to need power, obviously. You're going to need to be near a drain for anything that melts. So that's probably why Brian Roach should take that location.
Okay, terrific. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good.
Okay.
All right, so we are on to 6C, craft and food vendor update. Staff has started procuring food truck vendors. Staff has started procuring craft vendors. And discussion on day of event craft vendor setup takedown process. So I'd like to start with the food truck vendors, and I have questions for Lily on that regarding the email that we got this morning. I'm quoting from your email that says, "Our food vendor lineup has been finalized as follows." So to me, that sounds like the 5 vendors that you have listed here, that's it, the gate is closed. You go on to say that you would be happy to contact some of the vendors that we had approved already to let them know that that was not possible this year. Can you explain to me where that information came from?
Yes, the direction that staff was given after last meeting was that we were to take the charge on getting food vendors and securing trucks, because Carlos had unfortunately dropped out of the committee and we just didn't have a lot of time to secure food trucks. So staff, we kind of delegated 2 Parks and Recreation staff, and we do have 1 staff member who usually does contact the trucks and has those connections. And so she went ahead and reached out to trucks that we thought would be a good fit. And as far as I knew, we were all on the same page. I didn't know that there was still confusion about this. So when I emailed you this morning, I was under the assumption that, again, we were all on the same page, that staff had gone ahead and secured food trucks. That's where that email came from this morning.
But then you also went on to say that you specifically called out the other Mexican food truck vendor and also the dirty soda vendor as those 2 not being allowed. And I'm not quite sure where that directive came from. Yes,
Yeah, that directive came from, I was also told we were only doing food trucks because we didn't want to supply all of the electricity for regular stands. So when I talked to staff, the direction was food trucks, we weren't taking anything but food trucks. So when I had that conversation with staff, they said, if it's not a food truck, we can't have it. I also want to be clear, I had no idea that you had reached out to any food vendors or any other vendors of any sorts. I assumed that the other applications that were coming through were because we had posted on social media looking for food vendors and looking for volunteers and looking for craft vendors. So I didn't know that the Polish deli or the dirty soda, I didn't know that that was you reaching out to them. I assumed that they came organically through social media. I had no idea that that was people you had reached out to. I was only doing what staff had directed me to do.
Can you tell me what staff member told you this? Again, oh, okay,
Well, what I was
Yeah.
saying, there's middle ground here.
okay.
If we want to add these additional things, it's not going to be a cost to the village, so it's just going to be space. And obviously resources as electric, and if there's any kind of sewer where they're going to need to have their runoff, or whatever that looks like. So they can be added. As far as wherever the space is, that could also be decided. So if there's additional, and I know the one vendor you had mentioned was a tent, or a stand as opposed to a truck. We can add those things, we just have to make sure we have sufficient amount of electricity, which would be in the form of spider launches, and any kind of generators we'll need, and as long as we give Brian Roche a final number, we can make sure we have enough power to go to all those things.
Okay.
And if we spread that out, that's where the complication came in, and why I wanted to keep it in a more condensed area. But if we're going to, if the subcommittee's decided we want to mix it up a little bit and have food in various places, we'll do our best to accommodate.
Okay, and I do know that some of our craft vendors would also need electricity. I believe we have a $50 electricity upcharge for any vendors that need that, so hopefully we can kind of group them together. That's what we've done on, with the Fun Commission and Autumn Jubilee, so that would be terrific, because, yeah, we've been in contact with certain people since the beginning of this commission meeting. And except for one of these vendors, I have not heard from any, or if I've not heard of them. And with Lucky Duck Truck, I only saw their application come in today. So that's kind of interesting that they were approved and we just got the application today. I'm going to go with Manager Rivas first.
So I was going to say, moving forward, if you want to do the outreach for whatever vendors and secure that, let us know, we'll take care of you. So if you want us to add additional vendors other than what's listed in front of you, let us know. Because again, it's not an additional cost to the village. They're putting money as a down payment, right? It is, and then we're going to be giving that back to them as kind of a deposit to make sure they do show up for the event.
Mhm.
So we're not out any money. One, if they don't show up. Two, if they do show up, it's that they will be then making 100% of the proceeds. And my advice moving forward is that you want to then have a fee moving forward. You know, so a flat fee for each vendor that does come in. You make it reasonable, and that's something that, again, it can offset some of the costs.
Yes.
Moving forward, not this year, it's kind of late in the game, let's keep moving, but something to consider for next year.
Absolutely. Mhm. Yes, Lily?
And I was just gonna say, the reason that you didn't see some of these food truck applications come in is because, again, when staff kind of took charge of finding the food trucks, we had to call in a few favors with food trucks we've used for past events, and they kind of had to move their calendars around. So in that one food truck specifically, like, they were rescheduling and kind of canceling another event to come and help us out with bill effect. So that's why that application didn't come in until today, because we had to call in some favors and have them work some things out. So that's why you didn't see that application.
Okay. Well, that's an example of the communication, because if we had talked about this, I would have been happy to share that we had vendors ready to roll for that.
Yes, and I
so.
apologize because I didn't know.
Yes, I know. Okay. All right, and then, oh, I'm sorry, Michelle, go ahead.
One last question, and I asked you this before the meeting. You know, we have our little people that are integrated within the craft areas, like at Jesse's Gelato. Once again, he has his own generator. He doesn't use electric, but we can still solicit people like that. We can kind of smatter
Yes.
through the crafts. They sell food. You know, we have Kimmy's Bakery. We've got a few places that they're going to sell food, but they don't necessarily need all of thing. And my second question is, now that it is one day, I know the fees sounded quite a bit higher before because it was going to be a day and a half. What actually are we charging now for a vendor space?
Go ahead, Lily.
We're charging $100 for a vendor space.
Okay,
And then we're doing a $50 down payment, like deposit for the food trucks, that's ultimately gonna get refunded to us.
so we're charging $100 for the whole day, whether, if they're a craft vendor, is there an upcharge for electricity?
$50.
So it's gonna be 100 and 150, basically, if they need electricity. Okay, thank you.
And then I would really like to work with the village as far as vendor setup, where all these booths are going. That would be terrific. Yes, Lily?
And that's part of something I put on the agenda too, just because we are gonna need a lot of extra help with that. We have had one staff member who's kind of done that for us in the past, and she's not gonna be in town for this event. So what she offered to do is, if we find, volunteer or two from the committee who is going to be able to be there to kind of facilitate that vendor come and set up process, takedown process, she's willing to kind of meet with whoever wants to take that on to kind of discuss what that would entail. And from my understanding, it will just involve getting there early, making sure everyone gets in and then gets out before the event starts. I don't know the full specific details of that, but she's been very forthcoming and willing to meet with whoever's going to take that on.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that would be great to have that conversation sooner rather than later.
Do you want me to put you in contact with her so we can just have you?
Yes, that sounds terrific. As long as there's no heavy lifting involved.
You're directing traffic, basically.
Good, good. We're good at that.
I got the cones and the vest for this
There
year.
you
I'm
go.
ready.
Good, good.
I'm gonna be, look like I'm working O'Hare.
Okay, moving along to 6D, Kids Entertainment Update. Staff has requested updated quote from Bounce Houses Are Us.
Did you get anything from that?
We had a quote. Are you aware of that?
I was not, and I reached out to them for that quote, and they did not send it back to me. They were unable to locate that quote. So I said, if you're able to send me that quote, please do want to see what was quoted previously. But staff did recommend, as we were discussing, kind of shying away from the actual bounce house inflatables, because we ran into this problem with Summer Festival last year where it was super, super hot, and then nobody bought any kid wristbands because nobody wanted to bounce in the sun in the inflatables. That also comes with the risk of, if there's wind or any other weather, that all has to get taken down, and we essentially lose that profit if we have to take the bounce houses down. So staff kind of met and again discussed, when we were taking the reins, on what we wanted to order. So I had that list there for you. It comes with they have a balloon twister, balloons, a face painter. We also wanted to bring back the trackless train, because that was really popular last year. Our bungee trampoline was also really popular last year. Then we also kind of looked at other things that weren't necessarily bounce houses. So we had a mini golf 9-hole that was really popular at our mom and son night event. We have a soccer kick darts game, basically. I don't know if you've ever seen them, where you kick the soccer, it sticks to the dartboard, and it's a big inflatable thing.
I've
Thought
seen
that was really fun. The wipeout inflatable, of course, is the one sort of actual inflatable thing that we did get the quote for, which I don't actually have the quote yet. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me on it, because they're still tracking down a few things. But that inflatable, of course, is one thing that we also were picking from Summer Festival last year that was really popular. And then we thought a carnival game, and obviously a dunk tank. We definitely want to bring that dunk tank in.
Absolutely.
So that's all available from Bounce Houses Are Us. So I just asked to see what that would cost us, because we ultimately didn't want to spend any money on that, obviously, until we knew what money we actually had left in the budget. We just wanted to kind of get an idea of what it would cost.
So all these items are available, but there's no cost associated with them right now?
Right now, I'm still waiting to get the quote back, but I have put in a quote for it to reserve them. He just hasn't gone back to the numbers. I called him today, and he told me he would send it.
So you put in a request for a quote, you didn't put in a quote?
He told me that he would reserve it for us for this game. We have a very good working relationship with him.
Okay, well, we do have the quote that Carlos had gotten. I can give you this copy so that you'll have it. I think that there needs to be a discussion again between the subcommittee and the village regarding these issues. I don't know how long this quote is sitting out there, but I know that Stacy has spent some time going over the various items for the kids' entertainment. Did you have any input or any comments you'd like to share?
I'm fine with whatever is chosen. At this point, we just need to start moving forward, so,
Yeah.
I mean, this quote was probably done, probably in like March would be my guess. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
It may not even be
chances are
valid
they're
at this
not,
point.
stuff's not even available, so,
A phone call would tell you if they'll accept it or not.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But obviously, I will hopefully be getting the quote back before our next meeting, and I can bring that to our next meeting to go over with you guys, and then we can say, oh, this is too much based on, because Stacy, you have most of our budget, right? Like, you know what we've already gone through and spent, because our big thing was we didn't want to spend any money until we knew we had the money to spend. So that's why I just kind of put in for everything we were interested in, and then we were going to kind of pick and choose and see. Once we had it reserved and we knew we could pick and choose from that list, that was kind of the idea. So I can bring that to the next meeting.
Okay, that sounds good.
Lily, is it possible to, when you get that quote back from whoever this organization is, would you be able to send that to the whole committee in advance of waiting for the next meeting?
Yeah.
That way we can have something to work with along the way.
Right. Anyone else have any comments? Questions?
At this time.
Not at this time? Okay.
At this time.
All right.
Oh, Leslie, you know what?
Yes.
I did have a quick question for you.
Yes, Michelle.
I know, my husband sent a thing on that inflatable riding bull. I don't know if you looked into that. I mean,
I think was on
a
this.
little bit more teenage, but not like, full blown, we need like a bunch of insurance waivers kind of deal, but kind of but something to engage maybe the teenagers in the early 20s. It's not such a little kiddie game, but it's not necessarily for full blown grown-ups with back problems, but it might be nice for that but I don't know if that's something we're interested in, getting a quote on, or like sharing the information with you guys, so you can get a quote on it.
Whatever you guys want.
It just look cool. It just look cool.
Why not? Why not get a quote? Right?
Yeah, let's get it. It can't hurt to get a quote.
What is it?
It's like an inflatable, but it's kind of like a mechanical bull, but it's an inflatable. We just thought it might engage the teenage crowd.
Right, yeah.
The teenage crowd in the early 20s, and anyway, it probably wouldn't hurt to get a quote. If that's okay, I can get that information and pass it to you.
Sure, if you guys are okay with me getting the quote for that, send it my way, I can do that.
Okay.
And the dunk tank is on,
On the quote, yeah.
okay.
As well as the balloon paper and the face painter.
The face painter. We had already voted on that and put money towards that.
So she should take the face
Right.
painter out of this.
Yes.
Well, either that or we shouldn't pay ours. We should let it stay in there.
Well, but I'm saying that has already been, we've
Yeah,
already
right.
secured a face painter.
Right.
And if I could, I was just going to offer a comment.
Yes.
For the dunk tank, we'll need obviously a list of people who broadcast that ahead of time. We're going to have obviously an experienced elected official from June 28th will be the dunk tank at the York Township event. So I'm sure he would like to spend some time in our dunk tank. I'm sure I might be dragging you as well and find some time. So we'll create a list of broadcasts.
That'd be
Okay.
great.
If you decide on it.
Would it be okay for the subcommittee to also make suggestions?
Whatever's on your hit list.
Whoever's on our hit list.
Yeah. You got it.
Is the dunk tank something that could be a revenue generator, like selling tickets?
Well, yeah, you should sell.
We were originally thinking like 3 throws for $5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having that separate from the kids' wristband.
Well, that's a good idea.
Okay.
And bring a fundraising element into it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Steve, excuse me, I know you had mentioned you had wanted some sort of charity, I know, and I don't know where that discussion went, this was early on in one of your first or second meetings about donating some of the proceeds, was it to the high school, I don't recall, I don't know where that went, so if maybe a fund like that then could honor what you were talking about. Do you recall that conversation?
Actually, I do. And that was something that Kyle had talked about in terms of using revenue generated from the beer sales to provide for their scholarship fund for the kids at Willowbrook.
I remember that too. I remember that conversation too.
So that's an element that, however the liquor discussion evolves. The other thing is that, well, let me just stop right there. Go, Lily, did you?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think when Kyle was referring to the revenue for the scholarship fund, that's something that we typically do with the tip jar that we put out at the beer tent, and that's usually part of our agreement with, like, because the chamber is pulling the liquor license for us and doing that work, we put that tip jar out, and then those tips go towards the chamber scholarship fund in return for that.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just a tip jar, not any percentage of whatever is,
Yes, that's typically how it's been done in the past, yeah.
okay. That's fine, as long as some money goes back to the kids at Willowbrook, I'm fine with that.
All right. Okay, item 6E, entertainment update. Full band lineup and contracts update.
Okay, so, at our last meeting, you had mentioned that we need W-9s, and on this sheet, I'm saying certificate of insurance. What is a certificate of insurance? Can you describe that for me?
For events like that, when you're going to have somebody who's going to perform a certificate of insurance, it doesn't hold us harmless if something should happen. God forbid there's some sort of incident or something happens with a band member, they have their own insurance then, and they're not then holding us liable for anything that could happen. We want to make sure that everyone is protected. In years past, when I was working for another municipality, I would have to get certificates of insurance and also list additional riders for, let's say, parking. If we were going to go and use different like warehouses and use their parking, to list them as additionally insured. This is slightly along the same lines. It's just to make sure that the band is covered, should something happen.
Okay, so,
It's for their own protection.
well, I'm wondering why the village couldn't write out an affidavit that says.
A waiver? A waiver?
A waiver that says exactly what you wanted to say. Because certificate of insurance from a band to do a public performance isn't something that is typically done. The W-9, yes, but a certificate of insurance, then it's like, most bands don't buy insurance to do a date or to get an affidavit from an insurance company. And that's what this sounds like. So if staff could create a waiver that basically describes what you're trying to secure, and then I can push that out to all of the bands so that they have it and they can sign off on it and give me a W-9 that I can forward to the village, then I think it would make it go a lot easier, so that it's very clear what's in front of them and what they're agreeing to for the event. Is that possible?
We will get back to them with good returns. We will check them as quickly as we can, so and then the bands know
Okay.
what we're expecting of them.
Okay. Okay, so I can tell you, basically, what I'm going to try and do is to take all of the bands that I had originally talked to be able to perform on Friday and alter the time frames for the event on Saturday to try and get as many of those bands that were originally talked to for Friday who are available, and they all aren't, to be able to get a time slot in on Saturday. So basically, instead of doing 90-minute sets for these bands, I'm going to probably cut them back to like 60-minute sets, and they can cry. But they can still have a chance to get in front of a Villa Park crowd, and to also allow as many bands as possible. I've talked to the Hula Shasta from the Hula organization and let her know that Kyle has told me that they'll have a change room available for them to use at the, what's that? The-
Meadery, standard meadery, or
No,
its
no,
chamber office.
The chamber office, thank you. For them to be able to use to get into their costumes for the show. And she's fine with that. But
Excuse me.
as far as getting the W-9s and this other certificate of insurance item done, I'll wait to hear from you, so that way I can send it all to the bands and get them on it, because these people are not, they're kind of like a box of cats. And it's like, you have to chase them down to get them to provide you what you need, even though it's what they need to get paid. It's like, oh, I don't get it. It's like, why are we doing that? And that's like,
So I just wanted to clarify, do we have a band lineup right now that like we could start promoting tomorrow? Like, are there bands?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. too.
I don't have a firm lineup for Saturday yet, because I've been waiting to see where we're at. So now that we're seemingly on firmer ground, I can put together another lineup and talk to everybody and get everybody on the same page. And, yes.
I was just gonna say, I think you guys had also previously voted to spend 10,000 on the entertainment cost. Do we imagine that changing at all? Taking out the extra half a day, or is that staying the same?
No,
It
that's,
should stay the same.
I'm gonna use it up.
Good.
I'm gonna use it up for Saturday, because the only real savings that we're getting from it is the cost of not doing a sound system on Friday. So, but I want to keep the musical portion of it the same, and that's why I want to try and fit everybody in on Saturday.
So their fees won't be reduced because they're playing less time?
No. They'll just be crammed in. What I'm also gonna try and do is to get equipment from local vendors like Perry's Music. I wanna try and get Perry's Music to provide me with amplifiers to keep on stage, so that the band members can use common amplifiers instead of having to bring their equipment on and off the stage. And also, Tony's Drum Shop. Tony's? Mike's?
Nice.
Mike. Mike's Drum Shop, to be able to give us a drum set to use for that day. So that way we have equipment on stage that doesn't have to be pulled on and off in between acts, which will speed up the time for change-up, because the PA will be there all day and the microphones will be there all day. So then it becomes just the musicians moving on and off the stage.
Okay, that makes sense for a more seamless transition, because that was similar to
Yeah,
kind of what we did last year, a little bit minus at Autumn Jubilee.
yeah,
We
very.
try to have the same sound system throughout.
Yeah, and we had somebody bring their drum set. Actually, Lauren Z left her drum set there, so that we.
I was concerned about the transition time with fitting so much in.
Well,
I'm sorry.
exactly, yeah, if the shows are only an hour apiece, you
If they have a half an hour setup,
gotta set
and
up and
they're-
tear down too, so,
we just want to make sure we have that built into their time slots.
yeah.
So, as soon as I have the lineup arranged, I will send it out in email in advance of our meeting so that everybody can see it.
Because I'd like to get going on some press releases and get in the paper, especially if we have a headliner band, whoever the headliner will be.
Well, I think
I see you both.
between the two local bands, Seven Soul and Dave, I'm sorry, I'm going up on his bands, the Rhythm Rockets.
Oh, the rhythm what?
The Rhythm Rockets, I believe
Rockets?
that's their name. If I'm getting there, yes, Dave, the Rhythm Rockets. Dave Downer's band with his daughter as the voice. So those are the two local, real Villa Park bands that are gonna be part of the show.
Okay. And do you anticipate them as being like the headliners?
I'm sorry?
Are they going to be like the headliners, the big draw?
Well, I'm hoping that they both have good followings within Villa Park for summer events.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that, that they participate. Carrie, sorry.
No, that's okay. First of all, I've heard the Rhythm Rockets. I've heard Dave Downer and his daughter performed at Fitzgerald's last summer, and
Oh.
it was. She was still in high school. I'm not sure if she's graduated yet. But she
She's
was
got a
still in
good
high school,
voice.
and They're very talented, and I do think that they have a following here. So I think that was a great call. I wanted to just kind of connect something from another commission that I am the liaison for, and that's the Recreation Commission. I know that at their event that they just did last week, I think it was last week Tuesday now, and also the talent, the Villa Park's Got Talent, they did reach out, staff I believe reached out to Mike Strum and to Harry's. So if you want me to connect you with staff to help you with that, if you need that help, or if you already have spoken to them, that's fine too.
In terms of helping with stage management?
Well, no, securing the sound
Amps,
system,
yeah.
PAs, drum set. I don't know if you've already had that conversation, but that's exactly what they did.
Well, I received
Parks Got Talent.
several emails from different performing groups, and at this time, I'm going to stick with the original lineup because there's more than enough to fill the time. I know Leslie had asked about Brian, what's his last name? Brian from the Dance Machine.
Brian Wong.
Brian Wong, yes. To teach samba, or what was it? Yeah, I think he needs a booth.
Yeah,
We need to get him a booth.
For Mr. Grimes.
Yeah, so that he
and
can.
maybe the bingo tent area could be transitioned
That'd be
into
good. Put it near
a
the bingo.
salsa dance studio,
It might match the clientele a little bit better too.
right? Yes, Lily?
So I just want to know, right now on the plan, where we have the bingo going is the food tent. So unless we're ordering another tent for bingo to happen, and we wouldn't be able to transition that to salsa, because starting at noon, then people would be going
Oh, God.
like to sit down in the chair, yeah. So we could get another tent, that would just add to the cost of.
Or could they do it under a 12 by 12?
Yeah, it's
I would just like, because we were allowed a 12 by 12 and put it like in a vendor spot, like kind of what we did with storytellers. We just gave them 12 by 12 space.
Yeah.
How much space do they need?
Right.
I'm just throwing out their food for thought.
Is it close to the gazebo or is that blocked?
I don't know.
You know, if this is where we have the vendors going all the way up, down Ardmore Avenue, you could set up a tent down here.
Right.
So then literally dancing in the street or around the vendors.
Right, and I'm saying too, that way
that's-
we're not invested in another one of the big tents, you know, that obviously have a much higher price point. Throwing it out there, food for thought.
I like that idea.
So,
Do we have a 12 by 12 tent? Do you have a 12 by 12?
oh, between some of us, we got a 12 by 12. We've come up with something. They might have a 12 by 12, but
Brian might have.
we can figure out the logistics. We just have to, I wanted to see if that was an option, number one. And number two, then we can follow up with him and maybe pursue him as a vendor space, like a craft vendor space instead of dedicating a whole huge tent. That's where my thought process is, if we want to research that.
I'm kind of lost here now. You're talking about a 12 by 12 tent just to do the bingo?
No. We still do the bingo tent, but
We have a
they
bingo
were
tent.
talking about doing dance lessons.
Oh,
But we
oh,
could
I see.
actually get that accomplished under a 12 by 12
Oh, okay.
potentially. So we don't have to invest in another huge
Yeah,
tent.
okay.
And then the folks can just dance in the street. They don't have.
Oh, right.
But they still have some
Yeah.
cover for weather if
Yeah.
need be.
Right.
I got you, okay.
That's a great idea. If you can get Perry's Music and Mike's to donate this equipment for the event, is it okay to make these sponsors in kind? You know,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
so then they're included, yes,
Sure, yeah.
on marketing and
Just let me know as
information?
soon as possible.
Yes, right.
Okay.
All right, so you can let them know.
That they could, yeah, get a tax deduction. sponsor in kind. No, they won't get a tax deduction.
And basically, it would be what they would, yeah, probably a bronze sponsorship, whatever it would fall under as far as how much they would rent that equipment for the duration of the day.
The other thing I could tell them too is that they can give me some signs that we can put on the railings of the gazebo.
The day
In
of?
front, yeah.
Okay.
And that's also one of the perks of our silver sponsorships here, is you can put up signage if they like.
One of the things I
Yes.
was going to ask, Mr. DeRosa, do you have someone who's going to be announcing the bands?
He's gonna be the MC?
Well, if you're going to be the MC, and great choice, by the way, you could also make mention of the equipment and where it's donated from as a sponsor, you know, in between sets.
I
Oh,
will be,
right, right.
I will be like a machine,
That's right.
thanking people.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome.
My last thing on bands, I promise, staff had offered, because I know you have a separate sound company coming in. Staff had expressed to me that like our setup in the area where we usually have Summerfest, but we're now having Villafest, can be very complicated. So they said if you wanted to have your sound contact, reach out to our staff to kind of get the lay of the land in terms of like, what would have to be set up where and what works best. That might be easier going forward, so it's not like a last minute trying to figure anything out day of, like maybe having a before conversation.
Are you talking about day of and bringing the equipment in?
However your sound guy is gonna set up the sound wiring, I have no idea about how any of that works. Staff just said that it's kind of a complicated area to work in usually. And we do have a sound guy that we've used in the past who is like used to our layout and how things work in the unique space. So they're saying if your sound guy wanted to reach out to our staff to kind of get a lay of the land and how that would be set up, they'd be more than willing to have that conversation.
If you wanted to send me his name in an email, so I can put him in touch with Todd Kraus, who is doing the sound. Todd is very experienced. He's going to be able to look at the gazebo, which he already has because he did the sound for Autumn Jubilee last year. He's very familiar with it, and he'll have no problem setting up his equipment and the lights for the gazebo. But thank you for the offer, and I'm sure that they can have a sound conversation between them.
You're so punny, Steve.
Steve, can you get me the updated cost of the sound guy now that it's one day instead of two? Not right now, but just,
I will. I will. When I send the lineup, I'll put all the costs for the bands
okay, thank
and
you.
the sound equipment for that Saturday.
Perfect,
It'll all be in there.
thank you.
All right.
All right.
All right, moving on to bingo, under entertainment update. I think we've kind of covered that, yes, please go ahead, Lily.
Yes, I did talk with the VFW today, and they do have supplies to help us run bingo. They have agreed to do that. I think Manager Roots and I had talked today about possibly having another meeting with the VFW to kind of figure out if they'd be getting a cut of the cost, kind of the profit from that, so to figure out logistics of that. But if you guys are okay with going ahead and having bingo, I was thinking when I was talking to them today, because we're doing it in the food tent, having it, really early in the morning, right, to start at 11, probably going like 11 to noon, and then having that clear out so we don't interrupt any of the space in the food tent.
Okay.
And they seem more than willing to do that. We just have to talk more logistics with them.
I have a question about bingo too. I'm wondering if there's going to be cash prizes.
I'm going to say yes.
I would hope so, because I think that's what brings people in.
Yeah,
If
it does.
they got a chance to win $50 or $100, it's like, give me 10 cards. Let me play.
Agreed.
Great idea. I like that idea.
Yeah, and that'd be a good thing we can put in the press too, put in the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Could we also investigate maybe trying to find sponsors of local companies that would do like gift cards, like a gift card to Michael Anthony's or as prizes? So that way we can retain the cash that we're getting in, but still have prizes, and then, they could be sponsors as well. Is that something that Okay.
It's not too early. They came around for the ice cream social last Saturday at the coffee shop, telling us about the ice cream social. You get your free ice cream. Was it in July or was it, no, I think it was
Fourth of
July.
July. They used to always do it 4th of July.
July 3rd, yep.
Yeah.
All right, bags tournament.
I think I previously shared details of how that's run with you guys, but staff is willing to just do that again.
Cool.
If you're not opposed to it. Just be like cash only, cash prize at the end. We don't usually make a profit from that, we just put that cash back to the winners, and that's the way to draw more people in.
Do you have a number of bag sets?
I believe, and it's in the, I know I sent you guys an email with all the bags details like a few months back, I don't have it on me now, but I believe that the Chamber of Commerce.
I was gonna say, I know Kyle's got it because he does the big, Bags Barbecue tournament, and I believe he actually owns the chamber, actually. Or he has somebody within the chamber that he has access to them.
Yes, and one of the things that we were gonna put in the rules this year was that people cannot bring their own bag sets, because I think there was some controversy last year, like a professional sneak in with their own sets and then they.
Gotta x-ray those
First
bags.
place in the.
Oh, yeah.
They were weighted, a
Right,
little
like use
shady in
your own-
there.
use the provided supplies.
Did the Super Bowl deflating the ball trick kind of thing.
They use
That's
corduroy.
funny.
Corduroy, better grip.
Yeah.
I want to go back to one thing real quickly under entertainment, kids' entertainment. I know that you already had the face painter set up. Balloon twister, was
She
that
does
part of it?
that too.
She does that as well. All right.
That's Valerie Knight.
So what is that we're getting a face painter? What did you just say about the face painter?
That Steve had already contacted a face painter, she also does. Right, and we budgeted that,
And she also does what though?
the balloon twisting.
Oh, balloon. And they will.
So my question is, are you going, I'm sorry, are we using the face painter that you guys found? Or the face painter that you guys found?
I believe we're gonna use the face painter that we voted on at a
Yes.
previous meeting.
Just asking. Okay.
There you go.
But-
I just wanted to ask, for that, because the one that I was looking at, and this is where the time discussion came in, the one that we were looking at was paid hourly. Is it kind of the same thing with this face painter balloon twister you're bringing in? Because typically, we do set up kids' entertainment from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is what we were thinking again for this year. And staff advised me that we wouldn't want the face painter balloon twister starting right at 11, we want them to wait until more kids.
She's flexible, I believe, in terms of her start time. And I believe she sent the quote in.
Did she?
I think I forwarded it to you, Leslie.
I don't know that I have
I'll
that
have
with
to, I'll have to
me.
look in my
Okay.
sent folder to see what's there.
Okay.
Did you need to see the item? Look,
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that we do have like a signed contract with something set in stone with them.
we have her quote for the time for the 2-day event. I asked her to send in another quote, cutting it down to a 1-day event. And I'm not sure if she has sent that second request for the quote.
I don't
for the
believe
quote.
I've seen that.
Okay, then I will reach out and ask her where it's at.
Okay.
Because if she's not paid by the hour, then the start time doesn't matter. We were just having them start at noon instead of 11 because they're paid by the hour and we're getting more students out of them. But if that's not the case, then we don't have to worry about that.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else under entertainment? Anyone? Nope, nope. All right. Moving right along, 6F, marketing, signage, and advertising update. I see the posters have been printed. Woo-hoo, lovely.
Oh, look at that.
I have them with the VPRC right now, but I'm waiting to distribute them to, more businesses and things as time goes along. But very exciting, very exciting.
Those really pop. Nice job on those.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's a
Those
nice
really,
design.
really pop.
From far away, you can really see
Yeah.
it. So.
Even with the old lady eyes, I can see it, I can read
Yeah,
it.
me too, it's jumping right out.
But we have 50 of them, so we're using them sparingly, but I
Good.
have an example for you.
Okay. Do you need help distributing those?
Yeah, I'm not
Like-
gonna help.
Like hoofing it and going door to door and say, hey, you want to hang a poster?
I was thinking that too, I
And so
could do
part
that.
of the strategy for that is gonna come in when we start handing out letters to the businesses in the
Right.
Arbor Business District, informing them of the event and the road closure.
Okay.
Typically,
Yeah.
when we bring those letters around, we also bring posters around.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want the letter to go in tandem with that?
Right,
Yeah.
and once we figure that out, I'll need volunteers to help, go around with that.
I'll be there.
I will too.
Thank you.
That's an easy task.
So I would like to just make one comment that something that might have been overlooked when we were doing the design is the Villa Fest subcommittee is a subcommittee of the Villa Park Fund Commission. And maybe moving forward, we have either the I Love Villa Park VP or something, just acknowledging that it is part of.
Sister subcommittee,
Yeah.
like the little sibling.
I don't want to be the youngest. Anyway, all right, yard signs have been ordered. I see amended price.
Yes, so I reached out to Advanced Offset Press from Commissioner De La Rosa, and I said, hi, we previously discussed a $6 per sign rate quote that you've given to Commissioner De La Rosa, and he said, I don't have that in writing, I don't really know what you're referring to. And I said, well, Commissioner De La Rosa came to me and said it was $6. He said, I can do $6.75. And I said, deal, let's get them printed. So he is delivering those from Naperville tomorrow.
Quick question, does that come with the stakes as well?
Yes, that's what
Oh,
he
good.
Okay,
Double
because
sided.
I've gotten caught on that before. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
this is a great price.
Those things are like gold.
No
They're
stakes.
hard to get, I know.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so good.
So those are gonna hopefully come to us by tomorrow.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
Sorry I took that liberty, I just, $6.75 is still
Oh.
a very, very good deal, so I didn't want to tell you
Yeah.
no on that and wait.
No, that's good.
Let's just have it done as soon as
How many yard signs do we have?
50.
50,
50,
okay.
$6.75.
That is a great price. That is an awesome price.
Phenomenal price.
We definitely have to get those out as soon as.
I'll pick up my kites and kicks ones, and then I'll put in the new ones.
There you
The
go.
Little Fest
Oh,
ones.
that's a great idea.
So I'll just switch them out at that point.
Perfect.
Swap 'em
And
around.
multitask.
Yes. All right, discussion and vote on alternate T-shirt quotes, companies, and colors.
So similarly with the shirts, I reached out to Tees and Taps Smiley Guys and I said, hey, here's what we need for the shirts. And she said, basically that's not what I quoted Commissioner De La Rosa for, let me send you an updated quote. And so when she did, she said depending on what we were looking for, it'd be $827 to $1,027. At the same time, I was reaching out to my staff to say what other shirt companies do we work with. So I reached out to one that we work with that actually provides our sports jerseys called Ink Stitch. And I sent him, the logo what we're thinking of. And he basically said, $18.50 per unit, $925. I countered and said, do you want to be a gold tier sponsor for $750? And then you get all the perks of being a gold tier sponsor. We get our shirts for $125. And he said he'd be willing to do that for us if we voted to approve that.
Cool.
We also mocked up, I will see in the packet that I gave you, some examples of what the shirt would look like. And I also wanted to vote today on the design because we were kind of split between having the little logo like little in the top corner of the shirt versus having the logo front and center on the shirt. So I just wanted you guys to take a look at this and tell me what you were thinking in terms of shirt design. And obviously, if you're willing to amend the shirt ordering for $125.
Do we all have one of those? I suppose I have one in here. Oh, there we go. Do.
And these are just some color examples. I told them that I was obviously leaning more towards like warmer colors to kind of go with the logo.
Go with the logo,
So this is
yeah.
what he gave me, but I believe there are more colors if we're not happy with these ones. I don't know why you threw the gray in there, I'm not.
I like the yellow one.
I like orange.
Either way, it's nice to be able to, if somebody needs a volunteer, needs to find a volunteer, it's nice to be able to say,
See,
there's
so
one
they're
over there in the
visible.
yellow, yeah, they're over there in the yellow shirt, or there in the red shirt or something.
Are we discussing doing them in multiple colors or we're picking one color? What's the plan on that? I'm late to the party, sorry.
Well, oh,
What have you discussed in the past? I mean, I'm up to speed, kind of.
I thought we were
believe
putting,
that we had voted on the tie-dye, right? Did we vote on the tie-dye one?
Tie-dye's an option?
Or not?
Not with these.
No? Okay, I'm wrong, sorry.
Oh, no,
Okay,
we did, but it's just, these are the options that we have in front of us now.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Did anybody talk with Smiley Tees?
I did, yes, I spoke to her on the phone, and she told me that what we were looking for in terms of this, again, you'll have to talk to her, she told me it was not what was discussed, and she could send me an updated quote, and so then she did, and that's where I saw the $1,000 number coming in, and that's when I was like, I think I can use one of our connections to get us those shirts for cheaper than
Yeah.
$1,000. I mean, I kind of worked out that deal this morning with Ink Stitch,
And that was for 50 shirts?
for 50 shirts, yeah.
And Ink Stitch is in Villa Park too.
I'm sorry, Riley, what
Ink
did,
Stitch is in Villa Park, they're like next to Stolz kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We use them for all of our jerseys for sports, our certification.
okay, good, supporting a local business on top of it.
yeah, you bet.
So should we vote on that first, about which vendor to use?
I'd like to entertain a motion to vote for the place that you're talking about.
Wait, let me get that in the
I
minutes.
second.
The pages,
I know that sounds really official, guys.
that's right.
To the place that's next to Stolgen, I vote for that place with,
Okay,
and I'm sorry, what is the name for the official record?
Ink Stitch.
Ink Stitch, okay.
Ink
I entertain a motion to vote to purchase our Summerfest volunteer shirts through Ink Stitch here in Villa Park.
I will second that motion.
okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I'm going to say no, only because I don't know if Monica has proceeded to start work on these T-shirts.
Yes, Lily.
When I reached out to her, I discussed, I said, I know you gave a quote to Commissioner Del Rosa, can I see that quote, this is what we're looking for? She said she would wait to hear, like that, she was giving me a quote, like no work, as far as I know, no work has been started because we're still in the quote phase. I didn't place an order with her, no further conversation was had after I spoke to her on the phone, and then she emailed me an updated quote like 3 days later.
She did send you the updated quote?
Yeah, like 3 days after I talked to her on the phone. So no order was placed, no money has been promised to anybody, there should not be any work being done. But I didn't talk to her after that.
And typically, if you're doing some kind of artwork, shirt design, that type of thing, they're going to send you a proof for approval before they start printing. Sure. So it does sound like that passes, that we're going with Ink
Ink Stitch passes.
Stitch. Now, the color and the design, yeah, the color and design. D, give me your first and second choice.
My first choice is a yellow one. My second choice would be, I guess, orange.
Okay, and do you like the big logo or the small one?
The big logo.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so that's yellow and, okay. Stacy?
The first, I would do small logo orange, and then second, small logo yellow.
Okay. Steve?
Small logo orange. No
And second choice? No second choice? Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm gonna go small logo, but I could go either orange or yellow. I'm fine with either of those. Orange, I'm tossing a coin, orange.
Orange small logo?
Small, but I like the small logo.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
And I would like yellow, small logo, and then second would be small logo orange. So I think the orange small logo has it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it does. Small.
We've done orange,
Huh?
we've done purple, we've done blue, we've done green.
Okay, so it's time for.
I love the pink, but I get that there's guys that are gonna be working.
And they,
That's actually my first choice.
You
That's
want to
the
wear
pink,
pink,
so.
you did do pink one year.
The pink ones are actually really cute,
yeah, there.
but I'm being pragmatic.
And I did want to note too that I uploaded artwork to them that doesn't have the 2026 on it, so we can reuse
Use
it
them.
next
Good,
Perfect.
goody, goody.
Any chance we can add the I Love Villa Park logo on the other shoulder?
Sorry,
Any chance we can add the I Love Villa Park logo on the other shoulder?
On the other sleeve?
yeah, I can certainly ask, it might update the cost, I'm not 100% sure, but I can talk to him about that.
Okay.
It might just go up to like, 19 instead of 1850 or something, but I have to see.
Okay,
And
I
then
think
can
that would be
somebody
nice.
Send me that logo, like in PNG, so I can send it in to him, because I don't think I have it.
Yep.
All right.
I believe I have that.
Well, we'll go
Do you?
forward.
Great,
I'm gonna check right now, yeah, because Eliza had to send me that for something else.
perfect. Okay. Next up, 6G, sponsorship update. Staff has created sponsorship tier system and reached out to past Brewfest sponsors.
Yeah, so you'll see I also attached little sponsorship tier that I've been reaching out. I reached out to both Brewfest and Summerfest past sponsors. In the notes that I gave you, I included all of the businesses I've reached out to, so that when we all start our sponsor outreach, we're not double dipping anything. I've included who I've heard from and the dollar amount they're signing on for, and also who I've not heard back from, so you have the list of both. And as of right now, we do have a total of $6,500 in sponsorship money. That's including the $4,500 from Colorado Porta Potties and also the $750 from Kingston Traditions. Everything else is like, 500, 250, based on the silver and bronze tier.
Have you hit up Rose Paving yet?
I have not. I just reached out to the Brewfest and Summerfest sponsors, but I know that Trustee Alfano had said previously that she wanted to kind of help with the sponsorship tier, so I didn't want to start reaching out to too many people. I wanted to leave some of that for you guys to also help with the outreach, because I know we all have different connections and relationships in Villa Park to hopefully help us bring in some more sponsors. But whoever's interested in, starting this outreach, helping us out with this, I can send you the email file of this, and I've just been reaching out and saying, hey, here's our options. Let us know if you're interested. And obviously, if they have any questions about any of the marketing parts of it, they can reach out to me. And then ultimately, when they want to pay, send them my way so that I can take care of it in the civic rec system. We can take care of that part of that. Yeah, link is also on the website and the Philippines website. That's it.
Okay,
All right, any comments, questions?
it really looks like it.
Okay.
No, I guess I do have a quick question. The Parks and Rec Department, as well as the Chamber, you guys just are like so great at the whole sponsorship game. I'd like to kind of figure out what is your template? Do you have a template letter that you send out? Because you guys just really, really excel at that. And Kyle does as well. And I think we miss a lot of opportunities by not being more aggressive with sponsorships in all of our events, not just this in specific. So if that's something that we could ever chat about, kind of what are your ways, Obi-Wan Kenobi, of sponsorships? If
And I
you,
can send you guys the email, kind of the template that I've been using when I've been reaching out to these
Okay,
businesses,
okay.
just explaining the event. For some of them, for our past sponsors, I've been saying, obviously we're not having Brewfest this year, so if you were waiting to sponsor Brewfest, now is your time. If you're looking to sponsor Summer Festival, this is the Summer Festival replacement. So you can all obviously tailor whatever I send to your specific relationships with certain businesses. to
Okay,
make it
perfect.
personal, But I'll send you the bare bones of it.
and is there a form, and obviously you said you have the incognito form for that? Like if someone says yes, or,
So for sponsorship, we have it set up in our Civic Rec online system.
Okay.
So this is on the website to link to, or if you want, sometimes it's hard for them to go in and create an account and explain that to them. So sometimes what I'll do is if they come to me, I'll create an account for them and then just email them the invoice. Sometimes it's easier that way.
Okay, good to know, good to know.
Past, chances are they already have an account in the system and they know how to do it. But for new businesses we're reaching out to, I would say either direct them my way. So
Right, and if they're giving you money, you don't want to make it work for them. You want to make it easy for them to give us their money.
Yeah, so even if you want to CC me, if you're reaching out,
Okay.
make sure you always CC me and the VillaFest email and Manager Rivas.
Okay, sounds good. Good to know, good to know.
Yeah. But I can
Thank
send you
you.
guys tomorrow the template for everything in this, so you can attach it to your emails.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
All good?
I think I'm good, I'm sorry.
All right. 6H, is a volunteer update. Staff created a dedicated Villa Fest volunteer Cognito form and began promoting for volunteers on social media.
Good.
I believe Lily said we have how many volunteers so
We
far?
are up to 10 non-staff volunteers at this point, and that's including the applicants from the previous fund commission form. I combined all that into one spreadsheet.
Okay.
My question to you would be, how are we following up with them? Is that something that you want to toss the ball to us on, say, so we at least acknowledge it and say, hey, listen, we got it, we're gonna get back to you, but hello, we see you and we recognize you.
Yes, because right now the idea is eventually we're gonna have to build a schedule for all of them, so I'm keeping track of the amount that we had, and it's just gonna come down to eventually when we wanna start reaching out to them to start building that schedule. I think we do need to secure more before we start that process, because if someone says they're available in the afternoon and the evening, I don't wanna guarantee them one shift or the other, suddenly we don't have volunteers for the evening. So I think at this point, we're waiting for more, to get more in, but again, if you guys know people who are gonna be willing to come and help us volunteer, please send them the form. Michelle will forward you the email that you didn't get.
Okay, perfect.
So you have a link to that.
Would you like to work with
I was gonna
Will?
ask you,
Yes.
I feel, I'll be your little task buddy and I'm looking for work. So that might be a great project for me to spearhead, is coordinate on the volunteer. And then as soon as the applications come in, number one, get
Yeah,
really,
get 'em in.
really promote the volunteer link. And then number two, as they come in, at least touch base with these volunteers once we can say, hey, got your application, schedule moving forward.
Yes,
So we're connecting with them.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, sold. I'll do
right.
it.
I do have a question about volunteers, and now that Manager Rivas is here, we might, I asked this before, age requirements, how young?
18.
18, got it.
18.
Yep.
That is good to know because one of the volunteers was 16.
Oh,
Yeah. So we're know that, no volunteers.
Let me get back to the board as quick as I can. To me, 18 sounds right. Let me consider 16.
okay.
I was gonna say, we have junior commissioners and it's on us, so if the parents would sign a waiver potentially, or a permission slip, see if that could be workable.
I'll take your advisement. I just want to make sure that we're covered.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'll check with legal and see if there's anything that we're not considering. I'm not saying no.
Okay.
I was just throwing out a number off the top of my head. So I've been wrong many times before. So I will get to it as quick as I can get back to it.
And I think that's fine. I think the form that we currently have is just fine. I don't think we need
Oh,
to
yes.
slow down there while we find this out. There's still plenty of time to change it to 16 if we decide to go that way. Yes, Lily?
Yes, and I just want to say, kind of on the same thing with shirts, obviously we don't have sizes of what we need for volunteers yet, so I gotta wait to place those orders, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna confirm with InStitch tomorrow that, we're good with that deal, and see what, if any, extra added cost would be to add the I Love VP logo on there, and then bring that to you guys for next meeting to make sure that nothing drastically has changed.
Terrific. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, let's see, yeah, so we got through that. Let's go ahead and start moving, let's see if there's anything else here that... Okay, I see that we have the tent quote in here with various items. So there'll be 3 20 by 40 tents.
I guess so.
And then a 20 by 20 high peak frame tent.
Right. Looks pretty good to me.
I'm trying to picture where these tents are all going.
I know, I don't know without a floor plan.
Does the map you have, is that labeled one you have, is that from the previous
No, all I printed out here was the vendor space.
Because this one says specifically it's 20 by 40, 20 by 20.
Thank you. So the 20 by 40 One is for the beer tent area. There's a 10 by 10 tent, I'm not sure. Where's the 10 by 10, where does that one come from? 10 by 10 tent next to?
If it's not on the layer, I don't know, unfortunately.
Okay.
Quick question, the 20 by 20 says includes install. Are we to assume that the same for the 20 by 40s?
I assume so, but I honestly don't know. This was like forwarded to me before our director left,
Okay.
so I don't know the details of the full photo. I can certainly ask and get back to you guys next week.
Yeah, we better find
Sure
out.
hope so.
Well, for that money, you'd think they'd come over.
Anyone have any other comments or questions about any of the agenda items?
I think we bit off a lot. I think a lot was clarified and covered tonight.
Think so.
I know, I feel like I got a lot of great answers tonight. Thank you.
Too.
All right.
Riley, oh, I'm sorry, Leslie's chairman, but I just saw you raise your hand.
I don't know if this is for end comments or if I can, I just have a little marketing communications plug. So I'm working on a whole marketing checklist. I'm building out a social calendar, so I'll keep pushing for sponsors and volunteers in the event in general. It's been in our newsletter already, in our email newsletters, and I'm going to continue to put it in our email newsletters. The Daily Herald has their self-submit for events, so anyone can look at that. We have a membership with Discovery page, so we can get that to their website, not the printed version, but we can do that for the website. Bill Park Review, Clear Channel, that billboard that's by Burlington. I'm working on a graphic for that. The library is usually pretty great with putting our events on their digital sign. Same with the fire department and Station 81 when they're back there. They said they can put that on as well. So I'm also working on that. And then just D, I know you mentioned some press releases or anything. Just if you want to send any that you put together to me and Lily before you send them out, just so we can review them as well.
That's what I'll do. In fact, I may have you guys just send them because you've got the, if you've got the contacts and everything.
Yeah, I
The
do for Bill Park
stamps.
Review. I don't for other ones, but I know the review.
Yeah.
I know it's the whole.
I think the Review and the Herald are the main ones that we would want to make sure we're in, so.
Yeah, and I can start working on that with the Daily Herald likely this week. I was waiting to see if, when we have a little bit more information on like confirmed attractions and stuff, I might wait a little bit.
That's what I wanted to do.
But that's definitely on my list. If you
Okay.
guys want, I can share this like marketing checklist with you if you want, so you can see everything that I'm working on.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's my plug. Oh, and just for any of the communications, I know that Lily mentioned it before, to just make sure that you're copying the Villa Fest email address on any of the communications. That's for all the commissions, for just remembering to use that email, so we have everything tracked in that commission inbox, so everything's kind of in one place, and that'll be much easier for us to reference in years going forward as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to agenda item 7, commissioner comments. Dee, take it away.
I wanted to ask, what happens at cleanup? What happens at the end of the day? How do we all clean up? And one of the reasons I bring it up is that I have worked for on other projects like this where we've had scouts come in, scout troops come in and clean up, and they get like whatever they get, points or credits or whatever they do. But maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. Well, how does cleanup go?
We're definitely going to do it all along the way. You're going to have garbage, basically boxes, and you put plastic over them, and we'll have that spaced out throughout the event. And then periodically doing pickups throughout the day, because you will not want to see what it looks like after a full day.
Exactly. That's
and then
what.
there will be a dumpster on site that'll be picked up by LRS at some point.
Okay.
As far as the cleanup afterwards, the recreation department does a great job and start filling up tables and chairs, other than the tents that we contract with.
Sure.
They would take care of their own tents.
Okay.
And they would help with cleanup. Some of the items will be left for the respective companies to come get.
Oh, okay.
And the vendors that are having different crafts and stuff, they'll start breaking down as it starts getting darker. So
Okay.
that space will all be open
Oh, okay.
on Ardmore as well as on Park.
Okay, good.
They'll start breaking that down as it gets later in the day, or if they run out of product, they're gonna leave.
Yeah,
So cleanup, we're all kind of putting things away.
okay,
But Parks handles the brunt.
okay.
But during the day, we're gonna see if there's any public works individuals that wanna work the event and go ahead and
How about
help
that?
out with the
Okay.
garbage.
That'd be good too.
And we'll give them a t-shirt.
Okay. Yes, give him a t-shirt. All right, well, that was just a question I had.
Anything else?
Other than that, I think we're doing a good job. I feel for the first time that we're actually moving forward on stuff instead of just hashing it out. So, that's all.
Stacy, you're up.
Just want to thank Lily and the staff just for putting a lot of this together for us. I think it's very helpful.
Yes.
I did have a question of just like, I was tracking the budget. Should I continue to do that or, okay.
Yes, please, and if you have any budget files that you could share with me so that staff can also keep track, because I am kind of starting a master spreadsheet, like a cookbook, like he was saying,
Yeah,
for
right.
the future years to keep track, so if
It's a
I
good
can
thing
have
to
the
do.
numbers that you guys have spent, I try to include any numbers that we've spent so far for you to kind of keep track of that and keep it
Absolutely.
going.
Okay.
So I'd appreciate that, yeah.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay. Steve?
I just want to say I appreciate people who came out from the public to come and see what's going on. Manager Rivas, thanks for coming and sharing your thoughts and being here for this meeting. We appreciate that. Appreciate the staff for all the work they're doing. And Carrie, appreciate you giving up another evening,
Yeah.
because I know there are many. And everyone else here, and welcome Michelle
Welcome, Michelle.
to our commission.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And that's all.
All right.
Quick comment, thank you for the warm welcome. Happy to be a little task bunny, help get this to the finish line, help you guys with that. I've got some big shoes to fill because, how much, just think the world, I think Carlos is the bee's knees, and so I'm sad. He will still be a support, so I'm excited to have him. A lot of great clarification tonight. Thank you for everyone in this room for all you do, because I wasn't sure what I was walking into. I mean, I've been watching your meetings on TV, but I feel like so much was accomplished, and it reminds me of a Harry Truman quote. It's really amazing what you can accomplish when nobody cares who gets the credit. Let's just get her done, and let's get this to the finish line. And one last shameless plugs for Kites and Kicks on Sunday for my Fun Commission. It runs from 11 to 3 over at Rotary Park, so we hope to see you there. And get those posters in. There's still time to get those in. June 19th for our happy 250th birthday, America. Since we're sister commissions, I felt like, I kind of sneaked that one in. So, and a pleasure working with you all. Thank you for everything that you all do.
I told her new people had to bring treats, but I don't see any treats.
And I'm sorry, when we have the cow room, we consistently,
We could have done
we've
it
set up a little charcuterie boards, we've set up tables, a little awkward, but there's no I'm sorry.
No, we
We're
could've
being
done it.
recorded, but we're not on camera. This would have been perfect.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you, everyone. I have nothing else.
All right. I would like to start by welcoming Michelle to the commission, or the subcommittee as well. I know. We work very well together on the Fun Commission, and
Absolutely.
so I'm really glad you're here.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you for the
very
welcome.
And then I would like to thank Carrie for all of your support and just being here for the subcommittee and helping us get answers as much as possible as we got to this point. And I know your time is very valuable, and you are on other commissions other than this one as well. So thank you very, very much. And then Manager Rivas, can't say thank you enough for you coming out this evening and really helping lead us down a clearer path. So I really, really appreciate that, and I know that the rest of the subcommittee does as well. And I think moving forward, the collaboration between the village and the subcommittee is really going to, just the exchange of ideas tonight. And I feel like the same thing you said, Dee, I feel like we got so much accomplished this evening, and I feel much more relaxed. And so that's all I have to say about that. Just a couple of little housekeeping things. There are certain Robert's rules that we need to address. I know that we're a subcommittee. I know that we're a little more free flow. So I don't mind having comments from people that show up for the meeting, because most likely they're here to help us as volunteers. So that I'm totally fine with. I think it's very important, though, that discussions with staff come through the chairperson. I don't want to be caught off kilter because a conversation with one of our commissioners occurs with village staff, and then we're up in a tizzy again and don't know which direction. So I think just to keep things straight, everything should come through the chair here, and then conversations directly between staff and myself would be terrific. Lily, I would go as far as to suggest that maybe we set up a time once a week, and this way I can schedule for it. You know, that would be terrific, and just to kind of see where we're at. All right, we can.
Work best for you, I can move my schedule around.
Okay, that sounds great.
So then to clarify, when I send the budget, I gotta send it to Leslie to send it to you? Is that like how it should
You
work?
can just copy me.
Yeah.
Okay, just as long as
I
you're,
always
okay.
copy the Villa Fest.
Okay,
you know.
yeah.
And
Manager Rivas.
Manager Rivas now needs to be copied, and Carrie, also, I'm sorry, trustee Alfano. We'll get one of those loops going, so then it'll
Good,
just be.
yeah.
Yeah,
fine
that makes
to all.
Yeah, every time you hit it again.
All right, and that's pretty much all I have. Thank you again for the people that are coming out and paying attention to what we're doing. Your support means the world to us, and we're really excited to bring this event to Villa Park this year and see what we can put together. So continue with your feedback and your comments and suggestions. You can contact us at villafest@invillapark.com. All right, Village Board Liaison comments.
Yes, thank you. I want to thank Manager Rivas for coming out tonight, truly, because I have heard from many folks that are sitting in front of you today, and I think that this was a wonderful, wonderful way to bridge that gap in the communication, because it is about the communication piece, but then I think there's mistrust, and then there's like anger, and I don't want to go there. So this was such a productive meeting. Thank you so much for being here. I think I would encourage that we have this communication open. It looks like there are some steps in place to make that happen, but please, if you ever feel like you don't know something, ask the questions. Usually people don't get upset, but ask the questions, because that's always the first step. And always, I would encourage you, this is something that I was taught long ago, but sometimes you can have that emotion in the way. Always remember to lead with best intentions. Everybody's doing the best that they can with what they know, what they have, what they're working with. The communication piece coming together, I think, is the final piece that will make this commission even stronger, or subcommission stronger. We see that today. So just lead with best intentions. I think that's really important. I have an ask of, is it possible for you to set the rest of your meeting dates? I know we said every 2 weeks, but I think maybe one of the reasons why we don't have someone here tonight is because it's a special meeting, or to report, I mean. It's a special meeting, and also I think it was changed from 5:30 to 7. I found that out last night on the dais when I was bringing up this meeting as in my report. But if we can get those dates set now, then we can communicate that with people that we need here to make sure that that happens. Also, one other question about volunteers. Did you want all of us that are planning on volunteering, do you want us to register and then volunteer?
If you could, it would help if we're gonna be closing up the space.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was one question I needed clarification on. And thank you to all of you who have reached out to volunteer. Thank you to those of you who come here in person to see what we're doing and to see the good work that the subcommission has done and will continue to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And of course, these people that are coming to observe are just waiting to sign up as volunteers, I know. If you'd like, we can send you a link.
That's why I assumed they were here to do.
Hey, where'd they go?
Future dates going with every 2 weeks, I would imagine on a Tuesday, if that's the same day that works for the group. I have June 23rd, July 14th, July 28th, and obviously then your last one before the event would be August 11th. And just let us know a time, if you want to give a time now, and we'll make sure that it's put into our civic system and
I know the regular meeting is scheduled June 23rd following Fund Commission for 7 o'clock. They are always the fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 following us. So it would be, so we'd have to pick our special meetings out, is what you're saying at this point.
Right.
So we're set for the 23rd at 5:30. I'm sorry, 7 PM?
We're not sure yet, that's what we were.
Oh, that's our regular scheduled meeting.
That's the regular one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but then would we have a special one then on July 7th?
I will not be here July 7th.
Should we move it to the 14th?
Does that work?
The 7th is awfully close to the 4th of July.
The 4th.
We're all busy now.
You're still in that holiday week.
Yep, you bet.
The calendar is clear for July 14th.
So you want to,
14th?
Should we do that? July 14th?
and how do we feel, go to 5:30?
Can we do 5:30? But we just got to make sure it's noted in the agenda.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So,
The nights that we can get them done at 5:30, it's great.
okay.
What day is the 5:30?
July 14th? Tuesday, July 14th? And then the regular meeting would be Tuesday, July 28th?
what time is that for the?
That's at 7. Our regularly scheduled meetings are at 7.
Yeah, regular
That's
ones.
after the.
After Fund
After
Commission.
fun, yeah. And then the 28th, and then, is that it?
And then August 11th would be a special meeting as well.
Yes,
Do we want that at 5:30?
and that's the one.
Yes, please.
Yes, please, and thank
Okay.
you.
And that's the one, yeah, that'll be the last one.
Because I remember Stacy saying you can't get here until 5:30, correct?
Yeah.
That's fine.
We probably want
Trustee
August
Alfano,
16th, too.
yes, right, that
All
was,
That's
of
what
the
I
above, all of the above.
Thank you. What about the 18th? Do we need to meet then? That's like 2 days before.
Right, unless it's 5:30.
Well, and we can, my guess is that we can, if we really feel like we need another special meeting at that point.
Oh, we could just plan it at that
Yeah.
time. That's a good idea.
which one are we talking about?
Let's just leave it
She
the
said like the
11th.
18th of August.
Which is-
I would argue to put it on the calendar and cancel it if you need to cancel it.
Okay.
No, that's probably a smart idea. So, August 18th. And what time would that be if we need to hold it?
Well, there's a Green Commission meeting at 6:30, so if we have it at 5:30, we just have to make sure we're hard out at 6:30.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
we could probably do that close to the event, I would think.
That's probably going to just be check off,
Yeah,
check off,
that's
this
what I'm
is
thinking.
done, this
It's not
needs to
like-
be
yeah.
done. that type of thing.
Okay, so that one will be 5:30 to 6:30.
Yep.
And we must,
Are you guys making a list, and can you just send me the list?
it's gonna be in the minutes.
Please, and thank you.
It's gonna be in the minutes.
Okay,
It'll be in the minutes.
just tell me when I need to show up next.
Okay.
I know the 23rd is our next one,
23rd is the next one at 7 PM.
because I'll be here for that one, because that was my meeting.
Oh, that's easy then. Good. We like that. All right.
So is that, sorry.
June 23rd.
Is that something we have to vote on? I'm just curious.
I don't know that we do.
If
Do
you can
we?
send it, if you can send an email about it.
What's that?
If you can send an email to set up a meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
7 PM, 5:30.
All right. Item number 10, village staff comments.
Yeah, my biggest thing really at this point is if we're changing the layout of the event, that's gotta be like priority number one, figuring out what that layout's gonna look like, because we need it to fill out our special events packet and finish getting our permits and things, and that's gotta happen soon. So if we're changing the event layout from how we have it there in the map right now from how we did last year, I don't know how you guys wanna go about editing that and how you wanna go about discussing that, but it's gotta be something that we do soon. Especially if we're trying to fit more food trucks in and where we don't have those.
I don't imagine that it's going to change much from where it is right now. We're talking about maybe putting a tent at the end of Ardmore, where all the vendors are for the Mystic Vines Salsa dance party or dance lesson. Otherwise,
Other than adding big rigs and kids.
oh, yes, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be on the other side.
That's gonna be, yeah, on home.
And then where are like the kids' events? Oh, the inflatables are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So for the most part, I would say, I would think that these would be sufficient to pool the permits. From what I understand, we can always make adjustments as we get closer to the date, but yeah, it's just gonna be
That's a
little
great-
tweaks.
Yeah. Let's go with it.
And as always, if you need me, notify me.
I do, and then we can set up a time. I'll reach out tomorrow and we'll set up a time. All right. Anybody have any, oh, yes, Riley.
I just wanted to thank Lily for all the work that she's doing for this.
Yeah,
She's
she has
putting
done a
in
lot.
an incredible amount of time on top of her regular job. I know I'm stepping in to help, but she's really driving this and doing a lot, so I just wanted to take a moment to thank her for all the work she's doing, and thank you guys for working with us. We're excited that this event is off the ground and running, but Lily has spent an incredible amount of time gathering everything from years prior to what she can. So,
Absolutely.
Thank you, Lily. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyone want to
I
make a?
entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hooray.
Second.
All
Can you
right.
pass? I gotta hit the bathroom.